Assalamu alaikum class. Today we are having lecture number 21 from chapter number 7 and our topic was narration. We started with the narration. I introduced the narration to you and then we had the different rules how we can change a direct narration to an indirect narration. Yesterday we did that we have already done in chapter number 20 that how to change different forms of present tense. Fine. Today we are going to change different forms of past tense. How we can change one by one, I will be telling you how we can change from simple past to past perfect progressive. Let's start. Okay. She said, she was not well yesterday. She said that she had been not well that day. It is a sentence from simple past. Okay, what we have done, we have first of all removed or omit these quotation marks and comma by introducing that over here. She is a third person pronoun that never changes. Okay, was is from simple past tense. Was changes to had. Fine. Yesterday has been changed to that day. Okay, it was a sentence from simple past. How we have changed it from direct narration to indirect narration. Now we move on to sentence of past progressive. They said, we we were not doing any productive activity they said that first we is a first person pronoun that changes according to subject, so I have changed it into they. Were changes to had been not doing any productive activity. This that has been introduced after the removal of these quotation marks and this comma. Were had been changed into had been. Okay, and there is no other change, no adverb is there, so we are not going to change any other change in the, we are not going to make any other change in the sentence. And this was a sentence from past progressive. Now we move on to a sentence of past perfect. Hina said, I had already finished my work. Okay, Hina said that she had. Past perfect remains unchanged. Okay, so we are not going to make any change in this change of verb in this sentence. Hina said that she had already finished her work. Okay, first that has been introduced, First person pronoun changes according to subject. Which pronoun is used in place of Hina? That is she. Okay. Again over here, possessive case of first person, my is changed into her. Fine. So this is how we have brought change in the tense of past perfect. Now we move on to a sentence of past perfect progressive. Okay. Salman said he had been in this profession for 2 years. Okay. You could always introduce he had been working in this field. In place of in this field. Okay. This is a tense sentence from past perfect progressive. Perfect progressive. How we are going to make change in it? Salman said that he is a third person pronoun, so we are not going to change it. He had been working in. This is going to be changed to that field for 2 years. No other change has been made in addition to introduction of this that, and that's all. Okay. So past perfect remains in past perfect sentences, the verb remains unchanged. This was the change of past tense. Now we move on to the change of future tense. How we change one by one each form of future tense to indirect form. In future tense, we did not see any specific rule as far as the tense change is concerned. Rather, we have read that the modal verbs must be changed into, for example, shall and will be changed to would. See how we are going to make that change. He said, I will finish my work tomorrow. Okay. He said that. First person pronoun changes according to subject. He would finish his work tomorrow. Tomorrow is changed into, we have seen that adverb of tomorrow is changed into the next day. So this was a tense from simple present, simple future. Okay. Now there is another thing that is about the change in the okay. Now we are going to change the future progressive. He said, I will be looking after my father This is a sentence from future progressive. He said that he would be looking after his father. Okay? Future progressive. Now we are going to make a change in future perfect. Sarah said the gardener will have watered the plants. Sarah said that the gardener would have watered the plants. It was a tense from future progressive. Sorry, future perfect. See, this is how we have changed the tense, this is how we have made changes in the tense of future. Now we move on to future perfect progressive. Teacher said, she will have been teaching for 2 hours. Future perfect progressive. How we change it? Teacher said that she would have been teaching for 2 hours. So we have seen major change is that will and shall are changed, both of them are changed to would. And as will and shall, both they are having first form of the verb with them, so we have seen that we do not need to make any change in the verb. So this was change of future tense, all the forms of future tense. Now there is another rule for the change in narration, that is, this is what we have made change in the reported speech. Sometimes there are some changes in the reporting speech. How we change it? Fine. We see that all the time the reporting speech is not in the past tense. Like, he says, I am not well, or he will say, he is not well. Okay? If the reporting speech is simple present or simple future like this, here we have seen that reporting speech is simple present. And my reported speech is also simple present. Here my reporting speech is simple future. And my reported speech is simple present. If we see according to the rule we have read, we see that simple present is changed to simple past. But here that rule is not applicable. Why? Why? Because whenever the reporting speeches are in simple present, or simple future, the change of verb is not applied. What is the rule? You could always note it down. Whenever the reporting speech is simple present or simple future, the change of verb is not applied. Like what? We are going to change the pronoun, but we cannot change the verb. Here I am not going to change am and is. Okay? See how we convert this direct narration into indirect. He says that he is not well, and that's all. Okay? We have just changed this am to is. Why? Because this pronoun demands this verb from us. Okay? Now we move on to other sentence, that is a sentence with the reporting speech of simple future. He will say that he is a third person pronoun. We are not going to change this third person pronoun. He is not well. Okay? No change of verb is applied to in this case as well. So we make change in the reported speech only in the condition whenever the reporting speech is simple past. Fine. For example, if I write the first sentence with reporting speech of past, then I could make change of verb. For example, he said, I am not well. Okay? This is here I can make change in the verb. He said that he was not well. Okay? Here this first person pronoun is being changed into he and am is changed into was. Okay? Otherwise, in these two cases, wherever the reporting speech was simple present and simple future, we did not make any change in the verb. We are going to change the pronoun, but we are not going to change the verb. So this was the change of all the tenses with all the forms of their breakups. Fine. Now we are going to read another rule for that. What is that? We have read that whenever reporting speech is a simple past, we make a change in the verb of reported speech. But there is a condition whenever the reported verb is not changed, although the reporting speech is simple past. For example, he said, Earth revolves around the sun. Here my reporting speech is a simple past tense. Fine. And my reported speech is simple present. Am I going to change it? See, he said that Earth revolves around the sun. I'll not change this revolves into revolved. Like I'm not changing simple present into simple past. Why? Because this statement is a universal truth. So sometimes our sentence with our reporting speech of simple past, it does not change the tense of reported speech. Why? Because that statement is a universal truth and universal truths are never changed. Okay? Now we move on to the change of This was all the change of declarative sentences. We have made changes in the declarative sentences. All the tenses we have practiced, they were from the declarative sentences. Now we are going to change how interrogative sentence is changed to indirect narration. Which rules are applied to that? Okay? First of all, we see how that is changed. What are different rules? I said to him, where are you going now? Sign of interrogation within the quotes, okay? See, whenever an interrogative sentence with direct narration is there, we make changes in both the parts of the speech. For example, we bring change in reporting speech as well. How it is changed? It would be introduced with the words questioned, asked. You could always use any one of these words. Fine. We would change the reporting speech like this. I asked him. Okay. Now, change of reported speech. How we are going to change? If my sentence of reported speech, or if my question of reported speech is starting with WH family, like when, where, how, which, what, whose, whom, fine. Whenever they are there, we do not make any change in them. It remains as it is. Okay, fine. And change of verb is applied. Fine. Whenever our reported speech is a question and starting from WH family, we do not touch it, it remains unchanged, and along with that, we would make change of verb. Fine? But again, see, he says our question is changed to declarative statement. Fine. This is what I'll be doing it whenever we practice this. First, another rule for that. If reporting speech is I said to him, are you happy with your result? Sign of interrogation within the quotes. Okay? Again, it would be introduced with the words asked and question. But here the case is different. Here the reported speech is starting with the primary verb. Whenever the reporting speech starts with any of the helping verb, is, am, are, was, were, do, does, did, has, have, had, or any of the modal verb like can, could, may, might, fine, or will, shall, would. We change them, rather we introduce them with the words whether or if. Okay? Now this was all the rules of interrogative sentences. Now we are going to see how these rules are applied. Now first, let's come to the first sentence first. I said to him. How we are going to change it? I asked him. Asked him. We are not going to use that to remove these quotes. Fine? No use of that in interrogative sentence. Rather, we would instantly start it with the statement of reported speech. I asked him where. Now we are going to change this sentence into declarative sentence. Are you going now? You is a second person pronoun that changes according to the object. Fine? Are is a verb that changes into was or were. Okay? We would change it in a way. I asked him where he was going. Now would be changed into then. No sign of interrogation at the end. Okay? And this is called as indirect interrogation. Yesterday when we were doing the punctuation, we have seen that sign of interrogation is marked only at the end of direct questions. It was a direct question, so sign of interrogation was there. This statement is called as indirect question or indirect interrogation, so there will be no change, no sign of interrogation at the end. See what, once again let me revise it, which changes we have brought in the sentence. I said to him, this is a reporting speech. Fine. We have changed this said to asked. We have replaced this said into asked. Fine. No use of that is there. That is not introduced over here. Rather, where would remains unchanged. We are using where as it is. The next statement would be in the form of declarative sentence. We would arrange it, fine. We would arrange it from interrogative to rather declarative. First subject, then verb afterwards. Okay, fine. Now we move on to sentence number 2. That was whether I asked him. This question was starting with a primary verb. Whenever a question starts with a primary verb, fine, we introduce whether or if without any discrimination. You could use whether or if with your choice. I asked him whether. No use of that is there. I asked him whether. Again, you is a second person pronoun that changes according to him, whether he was happy with his result. Your is the possessive case of second person that would be changed according to the object, and he is the case. So the possessive case of he is his. So this your is changed into his. This is the change of interrogative sentence. I asked him whether he was happy with his result. Okay, we could practice some other sentences as well. The change of interrogative narration direct sentences is a little bit tricky and difficult. You have to practice it. The stranger said to him. The stranger said to him, why are you misleading me? Why are you misleading me? Sign of interrogation within the quotes. Okay? See how we change it. Stranger is a common gender. What do we mean by common gender? By common gender, we mean that whenever we are using a pronoun for this common gender, that could be masculine gender as well as feminine gender. Okay? For example, the stranger asked. This said is replaced with the word asked. Okay, no use of that is there. That is not used. The stranger asked. My interrogative sentence is starting with why. Why is from WH family. We do not make any change over here. Why? Again, now this statement would be changed into declarative sentence. I would see where is the subject and then I would replace the verb afterwards. You is a second person pronoun that changes according to object. Why? He was. R is changed to was. He was misleading me. Me is a first person pronoun. First person pronoun changes according to subject. Subject is a common gender. So if I write over here misleading him, that is also okay, or misleading her, that is also okay. Fine. So this was the change, another change of interrogative sentence. Let me do one more sentence. The teacher said, Zan, what is your aim in life? Sign of interrogation within the quotes. Fine. See, whenever the object is, this is actually the object of reporting speech. Whenever the object is within the reported speech, we always drag it down, it outside. For example, the teacher asked Zan. Now this is a WH family, we remain it unchanged. What? This is what we are going to change now. Okay? You will be changed according to Zan. Why? Because Zan is an object and you is a second person pronoun. Second person pronoun changes according to object. What his aim was in life. No sign of interrogation at the end. What his aim was in life. Your aim, adjective. Your is an adjective. Aim is a noun. So here I have kept the adjective with this noun. Fine. Is converted into was, and see how that this change has been brought in the interrogative sentence. Okay. One more change. Now we are doing it with the modal verb. You have to make a good practice of interrogative sentence. Again and again I am telling, because it makes compulsory part of your ICAP exam. Okay. Ali said, Ahmed, do you recite Holy Quran in the morning? Sign of interrogation and then the quotation marks. Again, we see that Ahmed is an object of reporting speech that is making the part of reported speech. Whenever we convert this sentence into indirect form, Ali asked Ahmed. Now my sentence is starting with the primary helping verb. What I'll be doing, Ali asked Ahmed whether. Fine. Second person pronoun changes according to object, that is he. Fine. Now see, this do would not be changed into did. Why? Fine. We have seen in the change of tense that do and does are changed to did. But that do and does are changed to did only whenever my my reported speech is a declarative sentence. Whenever and do and did are used as helping verb in the reported speech, they are not converted into did. Here we would see the tense overall. Fine. This is a simple present. This is a speech from simple present. Simple present is converted into simple past. Ali asked Ahmed where he recited, whether he recited Holy Quran in the morning. Once again, let me tell you, this do is a helping verb over here. Do and does are changed to did only whenever they are used as a main verb. Here that is used as a helping verb, so I'm not going to change it into did. Rather, I'll see the sentence overall that is a present, simple present speech, an interrogative sentence from simple present, and simple present would be converted to simple past. Okay, so I have changed this whole speech from simple present to simple past. I have changed this interrogative scheme into declarative sentence. Fine. We could always make change in the modal verb. For example, she said to Wahid, can you solve this sum? Sign of interrogation and then quotation mark. She asked Wahid my interrogative sentence is with the modal verb. We have read a rule that whenever an interrogative statement starts with primary helping verb or modal verb, we introduce whether or if. We have used many times whether, now we could use if over here. She asked Wahid if second person pronoun changes according to object. If he, can would be changed to could. If he could solve, this would be changed into that sum, and that's all. Okay? Whenever our interrogative sentence starts with modal verb, we introduce if or whether. See what we have done. We have introduced if over here. The rest of the speech will be changed into declarative sentence. Here it is a declarative sentence. Can is converted to could. Could always use the first form of the verb with this. This would be changed into that. So this was all the change of interrogative sentences. We have learned the rules how to change declarative and interrogative sentences. Now we are moving on to, inshallah, in the next lecture we will be doing the change of imperative and exclamatory sentences. You have to make a good practice of interrogative sentence. They are little bit tricky, but you would inshallah make them simple with your practice. See you.